My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, go to SelectQuote.com. SelectQuote.com. That's SelectQuote.com.
SelectQuote. We shop, you save. Full details on example policies at SelectQuote.com/commercials.
Okay, round two. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right, ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Welcome to Pretty Lies and Alibis. Join us as we seek the truth and travel the long road to justice. What's going on, everybody? It is Monday, September 13th, and we wanted to hop on and update a couple of the cases we're covering and also talk about this new missing person case with Gabby Petito. But first, we want to give a big shout out to our sponsor, Two Cool T-shirt Quilts. I'm going to actually post the pictures tonight of the 3 pillows that she sent my kids. They're very cool. So go check Andrea out over at twocooltshirtquilts.com/pretty lies and alibis. We'll have that linked in the description of this episode. And we just love her. Andrea is so good to us.
Yeah, those pillows are really cool. The one that's like, it's almost antique-ish looking.
Well, my daughter's into antiques, and she did like an old quilt look, and it was so she captured their personality so amazing with that.
Oh, yeah.
Very thoughtful. We just love her. Yeah. So go check her out. So what happened today with George Wagner IV? Now, Mom and Jake have pled guilty.
Yep. So, I mean, we're assuming that's what's coming because they were late getting on.
Right.
We were waiting, and finally they came on, and the hearing didn't happen because they didn't have a stenographer for the hearing. So it's been rescheduled for October 25th.
Yep. Yeah, they're going to go ahead and allocate funds for expert witnesses today, but I didn't get any indication from his attorneys today that they were even going down a plea deal right now. They were talking about some kind of evidence that they needed. So,
yeah.
You know, you kind of wonder, Billy, his dad has a hearing, I think Thursday. I'll double check that and tweet it out. It's largely assumed he's going to plead guilty. Here's my question. Is he maybe going to take the fall for the other 3 murders? Because Jake admitted to 5. That leaves 3. Are they maybe going to try to let him get out at some point? I don't know.
Yeah.
Take one for the team. I don't know. But Angela got 30 years. It's just.
But didn't they say they didn't have a lot of evidence against George?
They did not. I don't think they really had any DNA evidence. If I recall correctly, they did have a shoe impression that was in blood. Remember, Angela had went and bought those shoes at Walmart. They have the receipts and everything. But I think he was the one that had the least amount of things against him. Now, Angela got 30 years. We said she'll be 78. But I think he may be in his early 30s, maybe late 20s, early 30s. So you would hate to see a situation where he gets 30 years and gets out and has 20 years as a free man after a family of 8 was killed.
Yeah.
You know, one thing that I put out there today too, I was just thinking, it's crazy that you have people incarcerated right now that just got caught on a 3rd strike rule, maybe had simple possession of marijuana, and they have longer sentences than somebody who helped plan the murder of a whole family, 8 people.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
Makes no sense.
Mm-hmm.
Real quick update on Alec Murdoch. Oh, I'm sorry. I think we kind of froze up there for a second. SLED is now investigating the missing money from Alec's law firm.
Uh-oh.
So things are kicking up with that. All right. So this morning I was online just doing my normal run through of the news to see if anything was updated on our cases, and I came across this really bizarre missing person case, Gabby Petito. So why
Yeah, I
don't you
saw it as well. Yeah.
It is bizarre.
Yep. So Gabby is 22 and her fiance, Brian Laundrie, began a road trip July 2nd from Blue Point, New York, which is where her mom lives, right?
Yeah.
They were going to visit national parks driving a converted camper van, which a lot of
Right.
people do this.
Yeah, this is a big thing online now. A lot of Instagram and YouTube accounts, which they had under the name Nomadic Static. They just documented some of their travels on there, like a lot of these young guys are doing. It's a really cool plan, I think, if you're young and you don't have kids and you can afford it.
Yeah.
But so what about when was the last time anybody spoke to her?
So her mother last spoke to her on August 25th, and that was when the couple stopped at Grand Teton National Park in Wyoming. This is her last known location. They were due to travel to Yellowstone after leaving. She was last seen in person leaving a hotel with Brian on August 24th in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Right. So here we go again with Yellowstone. You think,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, oh man, I just got chills when I saw Yellowstone. But her mom said it wasn't super uncommon to not hear from Gabby for a day or two, especially if they were traveling where there's just not a lot of self service. And we know this going to the mountains, you can just get into a dead zones. And I know my neighbor just got back from Yellowstone and they were telling us that they would hit long stretches where they had absolutely no cell service. So her mom said the first few days she really didn't worry, but by day 7 and 8, she got very, very worried, obviously.
Yeah. So her mother reported her missing this past Saturday, which was September 11th. The FBI is involved as well as multiple law enforcement agencies.
Right. And it should be noted that the boyfriend has returned back to Florida with the van and he has retained a lawyer and he is not cooperating at all right now. That's that to me, you hate to think the worst. When somebody's missing, you like to hold out hope. But when they come back and they're immediately just lawyering up and not cooperating, they don't have anything good to contribute to where she might be.
Yeah, because if you don't have anything to hide, then you're going to talk and help find her or say where she's at or something.
I mean, and the thing is, you could understand, okay, so let's say they got into a spat and then he drives off without her. Well, I mean, he could say, hey, look, we had an argument. I left her here, whatever. We don't know what's happened. We don't know if she's alive or dead. It's just very suspicious that he has not said, yeah, the FBI is involved now. I should probably tell them what happened. His non-talking is
his silence is saying a lot. Yeah.
Right. And they lived in North Point, Florida. They had moved there a couple of years ago.
Yep. So her mom received text from Gabby on August 27th and 30th, although she couldn't say for sure it was her daughter since there was no voice conversation.
Right. Exactly. And one thing too, I have found a lot of their social media sites. The one thing that kind of made me think for a second is her last 2 Instagram posts were a little different than all the others. In that, number one, they didn't have a location on them where she would tag where they were on every single picture. And also his last 2 posts, I didn't see where she liked those posts. And normally she would like every post. So I don't know if that kind of gives you a little bit of the 25th is when she last posted, I believe. And then that was the last day her mom talked to her.
Yeah, something's not right.
Mm-mm.
So they have opened up an investigation into her disappearance. Her mom says they can't really say a lot because of the active investigation.
Right.
There's a Facebook group called Find Gabby where people have posted they recognize their van.
Yeah, because, you're in these national parks. They're busy this time of year. It's a great time of the year to go. It's not super hot everywhere out that way, I don't guess. I don't know. But so July 2nd, this is according to their social media accounts. July 2nd, they left from Blue Point, New York. And on July 5th, we know they were in Kansas, Monument Rocks.
Yep. July 8th, Colorado Springs. July 10th, Grand Sand Dunes National Park in Colorado. And there is a picture of her posted on Instagram there.
Yep.
July 16th, Zion National Park in Utah, and she had a photo there as well.
Yep. And then July 20th, they were at Cedar Breaks, Utah, which was a post on Instagram. July 21st, Bryce Canyon National Park in Utah. July 26th, Mystic Hot Springs, Utah.
July 30th, Canyonlands National Park in Mesa Arc, Utah. August 12th, Arches National Park in Utah. My eyes went weird there for a minute. August 13th, Moab, Utah.
Yep. And August the 24th, she was last seen physically checking out of a hotel in Salt Lake City, Utah with Brian. And I kind of thought, if they're living in this van full time, why are they at a hotel? But I do think that they were trying to avoid some wildfires or some wildfire smoke. I don't know if that maybe is why they were in a hotel. I just thought it was a little weird they were in a hotel, since they converted this van and made a big deal out of living in the van.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a great point, but it could be they just wanted a refreshing. I mean, you know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah, no, because you would never get me living in the woods ever. So
I would love it. Like, I would do it.
No,
I would do it. I'm good. But you probably, I mean, it may have wanted like a hot shower, like a regular.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So August 25th, Grand Teton last phone conversation with her mother. August 27th and 30th, her mom had the text exchange with someone saying they were Gabby, but she can't confirm since she didn't talk voice to voice. Unknown date, Brian returns home, and then they report her missing on September 11th. Guys, we have a lot of listeners. If you are in any of those areas, think back, look back. If you saw anything, heard anything.
Yeah, if you guys are hearing stuff, Sherlock is currently knocking any and everything off this podcast table that he can. So I found a few of their social media sites, and on their YouTube video, they only have one video that was posted, I believe, on August the 20th, which was 5 days before her mom last talked to her. It was an edited video. You could tell they had to do a lot of editing to get it just right. And it's the only one on there, but it showed them in Santa Monica and in Utah. And you really get a feel for how bubbly and fun Gabby was, or is. I mean, because right now we just don't know. But they really seemed like a very connected couple. I just didn't see anything on that video that raised any concerns with me. But of course, we know what goes on behind closed doors can always be very different than the perception people put out there.
Sure. So her dad had moved to Florida to be closer to her. He said that she didn't care about cars or clothes, but she cared about experiences, and says she was a free spirit.
Yeah. And I was just thinking, you know, we found out with Tylee and JJ that they were able to pull some surveillance from the entrance and the exit of the park. And I'm sure they're doing all that right now between all these national parks. Although we kind of know, if you look on the map, it's kind of a straight shot from where they were to where they were going. And but the last place she talked to her was Wyoming, and they were going into Yellowstone. So,
and I know there was a guy, because I read an article, there was a gentleman who spoke with them for like 45 minutes because he was basically doing the same thing they are.
Mm-hmm.
And they were comparing vans and stuff like that. And he was just shocked because he said both of them just love what they were doing. And
yeah, it's
really, really cool people. And
it's really weird, but I've looked up to see if the 2012 Ford vans, like the one they were driving, has the built-in GPS, and some do and some don't. But then they're going to be looking at cell phones, any kind of iPad or anything that could connect to show maybe after the 25th, where did he go?
Yeah.
And you know, especially like the mom said, texts are different, just like with Tylee. I mean, you had Lori texting Colby and Tylee's friend as if it was her, and now we know it wasn't. So her mom was very weary to believe that that was her daughter after realizing that she's missing. So we just wanted to hop on and kind of give a base of what we know so far. And if anybody has seen anything, you can call the police department in New York at 1-800-220-8477. We'll also put this on the description. And so we just wanted to get this out there and hope to goodness that she shows up and something's just went wrong in the relationship, but nothing went violent wrong.
Yeah. And if some of you guys were in those areas we went over, you can check and I mean, you could see them maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, just check your pictures if you were at any of those parks on those
Yeah.
dates. I mean, we have a wide audience now, and so we just want to
Yep.
do our part, but at the same time, just cross our fingers she shows up but I tell you, when he's not talking and the FBI is involved and he's lawyered up, it puts a feeling in your stomach that this might not end the way we want. But we'll just be positive until then, and we will update you in the next couple of days if anything changes.
Yep, sounds good.
See you guys later.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, go to SelectQuote.com. SelectQuote.com. That's SelectQuote.com.
SelectQuote. We shop, you save. Full details on example policies at SelectQuote.com/commercials.
Judy was boring.
Hello.
Then Judy discovered ChumbaCasino.com.
It's my little escape.
Now Judy's the life of the party.
Oh, baby, mama's bringing home the bacon.
Whoa, take it easy, Judy. The Chumba life is for everybody. So go to ChumbaCasino.com and play over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.